Today, we go to 5.1. Question number 1 is speak about the support. Let's read the question together. Which plants support the rest of its parts as a result of the contraction of its roots? Here, we speak about the plant who is supported by contraction force. The contraction force, which one of them use contraction? Number A, let's read the choices. Number A, bulbs. B, mimosa. C, bees. D, beans. The contracted root must be the bulbs. Let's see. The answer is number A, bulbs, that make contraction by its roots. Let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 has a figure. We speak about the figures. We must study the figure because we go to read the question and answer it. Here, the figure is speak about the types of vertebra. Types of vertebra, we have 3 types of vertebra, X, Y, and Z. Here the figure speak about the size of the vertebra. Number Y has the largest size, and then Z, and then X. Let's read our question. Study the diagram of 3 types of articulating vertebra in human. Then conclude how many vertebrae are type Y. Y here is the biggest vertebra. Let's see the diagram and choose. Y is the biggest one. Let's speak about the vertebra. The vertebra here consists of many types: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum, and coccyx. Which one is the biggest vertebra? The biggest vertebra is the lumbar one. The lumbar one contains 5 vertebrae. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about their number and about their size is the largest one. Let's go to the question again and read it. Study the diagram of the 3 types of articulate vertebra in human. Then conclude how many vertebrae are of type Y. Type Y is the largest one. They are 12? No, they are not 12. B, 5? Yes, they are 5. 7? No. 4? No, they are 5. Lumbar vertebra. They are 5 lumbar largest vertebra. So the answer must be B. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3. When does muscle spasm occur? Muscle spasm means contraction of the muscles. Let's read the choices. When the amount of oxygen in the muscle increase. Number B, when the crosslinks separate from actin. C, when the amount of ATP decrease in the muscles. D, when actin and lactic acid accumulate. The last one, when lactic acid accumulate. The answer must be C. That means the amount of ATP decreased in the muscles. So the muscle spasm occur. Let's go to question number 4. Question number 4 speak about the role of the calcium ion. Let's read the question and decide the answer. Where do calcium ion work? Where? Where here means the place. The calcium ion work inside a myofibril during muscle contraction. Number E, at the myosin filaments in the dark region. At means the place. Number B, at the actin filaments in the light region. C, at the actin filaments in the dark region. D, at the myosin filaments in the semi-lighted region. Let's decide. Calcium ion has the rules at a place of at myosin filaments in the dark region. That's the answer. So let's go to number 5. Number 5, speak about pancreas. Pancreas is a mixed gland which has 2 rules. The first one, to secrete enzyme in the digestive canal, and the second rule is secreting hormones inside the bloodstream. So let's read about the pancreas. The question, the pancreas secretes its digestive juice under the effect of. Who control the pancreas for secretion in the digestive juice? Here it's not make a hormone. He make a secretion for digestion. Who control pancreas? Number A, nervous stimulation. B, hormonal stimulation. C, change in the blood sugar level. D, hormonal stimulation and change in the blood sugar levels. It must be hormonal structure. Hormonal stimulation by Starling's experiments. Let's go to question number 6. Question number 6 speak about the chemical substances that secreted by the growing tip and regulate the growth of different area of the plant is. I speak about the chemical substances. Some chemical substances are stimulate and regulate the growth. Which one of them are stimulate and regulate the growth? Regulation, the growth, is the function of the hormones, the plant hormones. What are the plant hormones called? They are auxin. The auxin is a plant hormone. The chemical structure of auxin is, let's read and then decide. A, phenol. No. B, glycosides. No. D, thioloses. Why I jump? Because it's the answer. Indole acetic acid is the chemical structure of auxin, that the hormone of the plant. So the chemical substances secreted by the growing tip and regulate the growth of different area of plant is indole acetic acid. That's the answer. Let's go to question number 7. Question number 7 speak about how to regulate the human body. Hormones again? Yes. Let's speak about the question and read it carefully. 7. The homeostasis of minerals. Here we speak about how the mineral levels are controlled inside the blood. It must be by hormones. Let's read it again. Homeostasis of minerals is naturally regulated in the human body by the effect. Number E is the nervous parts of the pituitary gland only. I don't like only in the answer, but it may be the right answer. The nervous part of pituitary gland and the adrenal cortex may be C, cell of adrenal cortex only. D, the glandular part of the pituitary gland and the adrenal cortex. It must be 2 hormones. One of them secreted by the glandular part of the pituitary gland and the other stimulated by it to make the hormone in the adrenal cortex to regulate the minerals inside the body. Let's go to question number 8. Question number 8 speak about parthenogenesis. We speak about the reproduction here. Reproduction in starfish eggs. The starfish eggs has a phenomena. This phenomena is regeneration. We speak about it at last time. So let's read the question and decide which is the right answer. In the artificial parthenogenesis here is a type of reproduction done by one parent only. Let's go to read it again. In artificial parthenogenesis, starfish eggs were artificially activated to give means the sex of the product, the sex of the offspring. Males and females, no, we use one egg only. B, males only, no. Female only, zygote, no, the answer must be females only because we use starfish eggs. Parthenogenesis by starfish eggs. So the answer must be females only. So the sex of the produced individual will be females only. Let's go to question number 9. Question number 9 speak about the swollen tip of the flower stalk. The swollen means it make a protrusion or a big part than the other parts of flower stalk that carries all the parts of the flower is called. Which parts of the flower are responsible for carrying the other parts? It's bract. No, the bract is the origin of the flower, and it attached with the stem. Number B, the receptacles, the swollen parts. C, calyx. No, calyx. Calyx is the green leaves are surround the flower and protect them. Corolla here, it is the colored part of the flower and attract the insect. So the answer must be the receptacle. The receptacle is the swollen part of the flower which is responsible for carrying all the parts of the flower, and the answer is receptacles. Yes, receptacles. Not corolla, the color part, not calyx, the green parts or the green leaves, not the bract, but receptacles, swollen parts of the flower, which carry all the parts of the flower. Let's go to question number 10. Question number 10 speak about the fetus, reproduction again. Fetus here means human being fetus. Let's go to read it. The first system that began to form in the fetus, here the fetus is developed inside the uterus. The first system are developed inside the fetus is the first month of the pregnancy. At the first month of the pregnancy, it is the first part, the first system, the first month in the pregnancy. Let's read it. Nervous, skeletal, digestive, urinary. Which of them are the first system are developed? It must be the nervous system. Nervous system are the first system at the first month of the pregnancy. It must be the nervous system. So, here we speak about the developing of the fetus. The first system is nervous system. Let's go to question number 11. Question number 11 speak about the seed. Let's read the question and the choices. Which type of seeds contains the necessary nutrients for the growth of the embryo during germination? We must consider here during germination. Let's read the choices. Number A, endospermic seeds maybe number B, monocotyledon seeds, C, endospermic seed and grains, D, endospermic and exoendospermic seeds. Which of them is the right answer? The right answer must be the last one. The last one speak about the endospermic and exoendospermic seeds. That's the nutrients. Where? At germination. Let's go to the other question. Let's go to the 12th question. 12th question has a figure. We discussed it before. We discussed this figure at the 3rd or 4th mock maybe. Let's see what are the questions. It must be different from the other. Study the previous figure. That's the previous figure. We see it later. Study the previous figure and conclude. How many times does meiosis occur in the process 2? What the meaning of meiosis division? There are 2 types of division. One of them is mitosis and the other is meiosis. Mitosis has 2N at the first and then give 2 cells contains 2N. But meiosis start with 2N and the produced cell, 4 cells, each one contains half number of chromosome N. We have many choices, 1, twice, 3 times or 0. Let's study the figure. The figure here speak about the process number 2. The process number 2 start with 1 cell only, then become 2. That the first one, first division. The division here is mitosis. Why mitosis? Because it starts with 1 cell and give 2 cells. The second one is 2 cells, produce 4 cells. And the third one is 4 cells, produced 8 cells. But here is mitosis division, not meiosis. Where is the meiosis? In process number 2. No meiosis here. No meiosis here. Why? Because they start with 1 and give 2. They start with 2 and give 4. Start with 4 and give 8. That mitosis. Where is the meiosis? No meiosis here. So the answer must be 0. 0 mitosis. 0 meiosis. There are mitosis, not meiosis. So the number of times, how many times does meiosis occur? No meiosis occur. So the answer must be 0. Let's go to question number 13. Question number 13 speak about reproduction again. Reproduction here is as a joke or a trick. Let's go and see what is the trick here. A woman underwent surgery to tie one of her fallopian tube. There are 2 fallopian tubes. They are connected between the ovaries, 2 ovaries, 2 fallopian tube, 1 uterus. That's the structure of our reproductive system, female reproductive system. What is the effect of this surgery on both? The effect of this surgery by tying the fallopian tube on both ovulation and menstruation in this human. Now we think, when we tying the fallopian tube, are the ovulation affect? How it affect? It's not affected because the ovulation done without any interference. We tie the fallopian tube which connect between the ovary and the uterus, not to affect on the ovary. Ovulation is done. When the ovulation done, or the ovary works, yes, the ovary works. The 2 ovaries works. Make ovum What time to make ovum? They make ovum monthly by one of the ovary are work and the other not. So it work 28 and rest 28 days. Each one do that. So it make ovulation. Yes, it make ovulation. And the menstruation in this woman. What are the menstruation? Menstruation done because the hormone are found. So menstruation are done. So by tying the fallopian tube doesn't affect in ovulation or menstruation. So let's read the choices and decide which one are the answer. A, ovulation stops and the menstruation stops. No, we're tying the fallopian tube only. Not affect the ovaries or affect the hormones. Number B, ovulation occur every 56 days and the menstruation occur every 2 months. 2 months, 60 days? No, that's not affected. Ovulation occur at 56 days? No, ovulation are done in each month. Number C, ovulation occur 28 days and the menstruation stops. No, menstruation it will done because the hormones are found. The ovulation and the menstruation occur every 28 days. Yes, that's the answer. Because each ovary are work and make its function, the hormone are found, so the answer must be number D. Ovulation and the menstruation occur every 28 days. Normally, we tie only the fallopian. So the ovum are found, but they cannot reach the uterine to make the other process. Let's go to question number 14. Question number 14 speak about immunity. Yes, immunity here. Let's read the question and then answer. Explain a scientific reason for the failure of fungal hyphae to invade plant tissue in the opposite figure. Now, we must think. There is a fungal hyphae try to enter this tissue. So, they tried to penetrate, but they failed. Why they failed? Let's study the figure, then return back to the question. That's a tissue. They are tissue formed, and they are the last tissue they found before, and this tissue are formed here. So the hyphae cannot penetrate. They failed to penetrate. Let's back to the question and read it again. A, adding more cyprine to cork cell. More cyprine to cork cell. What are the cyprine? Cyprine are the participate substances which participate on the cell. Number B, reforming the cork in the infected area. Reforming a cork in the infected area. Maybe. Let's go to number C, swelling of the cell wall of the cork cells. Swelling means increase in the size. D, weakness of fungal hyphae. It's failed to penetrate, so the answer must be B. Reforming the cork in the infected area. Here, the cork are informed, reformed again. So, the fungal hyphae cannot penetrate the cell by reforming the cork in the infected area. Let's go to question number 15. Question number 15 speak about immunity. again. The immunity again about the infection. Let's go to read the question and see what. The following table show 3 immune mechanisms. There are 3 immune mechanisms, A and B and C. A, monocytes, macrophage, basophil, mast cell. Here, the person has a defense line. That's the second defense line. Let's go to B, mechanism number B. Helper T cells, B cells, natural killer, cytotoxic T cells. Here the person are infected and recovered. C, memory T cells, memory B cells, macrophage, cytotoxic T cells. What happened here? Here there are a reinfection. Reinfection to use them. So let's read the choices and decide which of them is the answer. When is mechanism C used? I answered it. No. Let's read it again. A, when reinfection with the same antigen. B, when mechanism A fails to eliminate the pathogen. No, it's not failed. C, after mechanism B succeeded in eliminating the pathogen. If it succeeded or not, mechanism C, it will be done. When infected with a new microbes, let's go to the answer. The answer must be A. When reinfected with the same antigen, the person and the immune system use these cells to make a defense. So the answer, when C is used, when reinfected with the same antigen. Let's go to question number 16. The immunity again. The immunity here speak about 2 organs of the immune system. What is the similarity between the spleen and lymph nodes? Spleen is an organ in immunity. The lymph nodes, its organator. Similarity, we must find the similarity between them. A, they contribute to formation of lymphocytes. Contribute to formation of lymphocytes. Let's read the B. They contribute the maturation of lymphocytes. No one is responsible for maturation. C, they contribute to the storage of lymphocytes. Let's read number D. They contribute to the production of different type of blood cells. No, the answer must be C. C, they contribute to the storage of lymphocytes. They both store lymphocytes. The spleen and the lymph nodes. Let's go to question number 17. 17 speak about immunity again. What process does cell A illustrate? The cell A here maybe have a secretion. What it will do? Cell A illustrate. Histamine released, phagocytosis, tissue swelling, interferon penetration. It must be histamine released. Yes, histamine released. It released histamine. Here, it is the mast cell that released histamine because there are infection. Let's go to question number 18. Question number 18 speak about DNA. Let's go to genetics. A scientist transferred the DNA of penicillin resistance bacteria strain to another bacterial strain that was not penicillin resistance. One of them are different from the other. One of them resist and the other not resist. What is the scientist who? What is the scientist who? He asked about a name. Conducted an experiment similar to previous one. Watson and Crick? No, they don't make it. Avery? Graff? Franklin? No, it must be Graffs. The answer must be Graffs that make this experiment. Let's go question number 19. Question number 19 speak about DNA again, but the amount of DNA found here. Let's read the question. Which of the following parts of the wheat plant have the largest amount of DNA in their nuclei? Are the DNA different from one part to another? No, it must be largest at stem, root, grain, or leaves. At grain, it has a largest amount of DNA, so the answer must be grain. Contains a large amount of DNA in their nuclei because it will go to division. Let's go to question number 20. Question number 20 speak about proteins, DNA, chromatin. Let's read the question carefully to decide which one is the answer. Which types of proteins play a role in the condensation of DNA to form chromatin? DNA is a long double helix strand. It must be condensed to become more shorter. So, which one of them are the protein help in condensation of DNA to form a chromatin? It must one or more. Let's decide. Number A, histone protein. B, histone and structural non-histone protein. C, structural non-histone protein. Structural non-histone protein and regulated protein. I prefer number B because histone and non-histone protein are help in condensation of DNA to form chromatin. Yes, histone and structural non-histone protein to condense and decrease the size of DNA. Let's go to question number 21. Question number 21 speak about promoter. Describe the promoter. Which of the following describe the promoter? A, start codon on messenger RNA. No, it's not found in messenger RNA. B, anticodon on transfer RNA. No, it's not found at RNA. Sequence of nucleotide on DNA. D, sequence of nucleotide on messenger RNA. It's not found at RNA at all. It must be sequence of nucleotide on DNA. The promoter found in DNA. Let's go to question number 22. Question number 22 describe the recombination of DNA technology. Yes, let's read the question and see. Which of the following describe the recombination DNA technology? Number A, joining of two DNA strands from different sources as a result of complementary of nitrogenous bases. Number B, inserting the hemoglobin production gene into plasmid extracted from the type of bacteria. Number C, using PCR device to multiply piece of DNA 1,000 times within minutes. Number D, producing an artificial gene from DNA molecules. Now, recombination of DNA technology must be number B. B, inserting of hemoglobin production gene into plasmid extracted from a type of bacteria. Let's go to question. Question number 23 has a figure. Let's see the figure first. The figure here speaks about BADC. There are rings. One of them has one ring and the other has two rings. Pyrimidine and purine, they are the rings. Let's go to the question again. Study the previous drawing which show 4 types of nitrogenous bases. Purine and pyrimidine, yes, they are. That enter into the structure of nucleic acid. Yes, which one nucleic acid? DNA or RNA? Which one it will ask? Which letter indicate the nitrogenous base that distinguish the composition of RNA? How we can distinguish between DNA and RNA? By uracil. Yes, uracil is 1 ring or 2 rings. It must be 1 ring. So, we distinguish between the composition between RNA and the other by 1 ring, A and B. So the answer, let's read the choices first. A and D, no. A and or B, yes. C, B or C, no. Because B or C, one of them 1 ring and the other has 2 rings. A and C, A or C, A 1 ring and C 2 rings. So the answer must be B, A or B, because it consists of only 1 ring. Let's go to question number 24. Question number 24 is about earth science. Let's read the question. 24, the previous figure represents part of Earth's zone. Part of Earth's zone here, L is responsible for the movement of contents. M is responsible for the magnetic field. Which of these sentences is correct? Here we have many zones, Z, L, X, Y, and M. Let's read the choices and decide. Number A, X and Y are of the same physical states. B, X and Y are from the same density. C, nickel is present in both Z and Y. Number D, Z and Y are the same temperature. The question must be, the answer here is X and Y are the same physical state. X and Y are the same physical states. Yes, that's the answer. Let's go to question number 25. Question number 25 is speak about the earth science again. Is which of the following curves indicate the correct relation about the igneous rocks? Here the relation speak about the amount of potassium or the amount of silica. That's number 4. Here crystallized size and depth of origin. These two speak about the number of crystallized and depth of origin. Number 1 speak about the relation between the amount of iron and the amount of silica. Which one is correct? The correct one is number 2, B. B is correct. Why B is correct? There are inverse relation between the number of crystals and the depth of origin. So let's go to question number 26. Question number 26 speak about earth science again. Study the following vertical section. If the age of seals. X, that's X, is about 2 million years. Speak about the age of these rocks. Which of the following statement is correct? Here is a moving rocks. The moving rocks, one of them has pulling force. Let's read and answer. Number E, the normal fault is 3 million old and the reverse is 3 million years old years. Old years. That means they have the same age. I think is not. The normal fault is more recent than the reverse one. C, the normal fault is 1 million years old and the reverse one is 1 million years old. They are same. The reverse fault is more recent than the seals. No, the answer must be B. The fault is more recent than the reverse one. So the answer is number B. Let's go to question number 27. Question number 27 speak about the crystals. Crystals system. The crystal system are changed from one part to another and from mineral to another. Let's read the question and see. The crystal system which contains inclined symmetrical planes from the following is number A, the cubic one, number B, monoclinic, number C, triclinic, number D, trigonal. Trigonal? Yes. Let's see the question again. The question speak about the symmetrical planes. So the answer must be the cubic one because it has the symmetrical planes. Inclined symmetrical planes. Let's go question number 28. Question number 28, Earth Science again. He speak about how to classify the rocks here. There are 3 types of rocks, X, 2, 1. The igneous rocks is X. Here he told us about X. X is igneous rocks. How about 1 and 2? Is classified as a volcanic flow. Volcanic flow. X, igneous and volcanic rocks. Let's choose. 1 is marble and 2 is sandstone. 1 is marble and 2 is sandstone. Marble is a metamorphic rocks, but sandstone is a sedimentary rocks. 1 is marble and 2 is quartz. C, 1 is limestone and 2 is sandstone. Limestone and sandstone is not, it's not correct because they are 2 sedimentary rocks. D is quartz, 1 is quartz and the other is marble. I think that 1 has pressure from the rocks over them, so it must be marble. Marble is a metamorphic rocks. And 2 is sedimentary, sandstone, sedimentary. So 1 is a metamorphic, is marble, and 2 is a sandstone, is sedimentary rocks. Let's go to question number 29. Question number 29, Earth Science again. Let's read the question. Number 29, the igneous rocks resulted from cooling of lava and contains pyroxene and quartz. Which of them, which contain pyroxene and quartz, which of them? A, diorite, B, andesite, C, diorite, B, basalt. Which of them? It must be andesite. That's the answer. Let's go to question number 13. Here we are science again. There are 3 circles One of them are quartzite, sandstone, rhyolite. And there are a letter here is X. X mean has a common structure or a common behavior or a common what? Let's read the question and find why they are asked for similarity. Yes, common or similarity. Similarity lettered, the similarity lettered X between the rocks in the figure is that all of them are igneous rocks? No, not all of them are igneous rocks because sandstone, it's a sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks, all of them are sedimentary. C contains quartz. D metamorphic rocks. No, the answer it must be contains quartz because they are similar in the structure of the rocks, not in their sedimentary or metamorphic or the origin of the rocks. Let's go to question number 31. Number 31 speak about the point of difference between monoclinic and triclinic crystals. What are the difference here? Let's read the choices and decide. Number A, the relation between the length of axis. B, the relation between the angle A and B. The relation between B and Y. The relation between the presence of symmetrical plane. The answer must be D. D, it is the presence of symmetrical plane. Let's go to question number 32. Earth science again. There are disconformity and nonconformity. X and X is disconformity. Y and Y is nonconformity. Then the rocks will be gneiss, that number 1, gneiss. Number 2, sandstone. 2, 3, limestone. B, 1 is granite. 2, gneiss. 3, sandstone. C, 1 sandstone. 2, quartzite. 3, limestone. D, 1 basalt, marble, sandstone. The answer must be number 1. Gneiss, it's 1. Sandstone 2, limestone 3. The answer, we read it again. If X and X, disconformity. Y and Y, nonconformity. So the rocks 1 and 2 and 3 must be gneiss, sandstone, limestone 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go to question number 33. Oh, we go to the question with 2 marks. We must read it carefully and decide the answer and then answer carefully. We must not lose 2 marks. Let's read 33. 33 is speak about the muscles, biology again. What is the structure that has the smallest diameter in the cardiac muscles? What are the smallest structure of the muscles? First, myofibers, myofibrillus, myosin filament or actin filaments. The smallest one, it must be actin filaments with 2 marks. Carefully. Let's go to question number 34. Question number 34 has a figure. The figure here is not the biggest one, it is the smallest one, is referred by A letter. The biggest one is thyroid gland, but the smallest one are parathyroid glands. That's the other side from the thyroid. Let's read the question. Study the previous drawing, then conclude. What is the factor that stimulates the secretion of structure indicated by the letter A? What are the factors stimulate the secretion of the parathyroid gland? A, iodine concentration in the blood. No, it stimulates the thyroid gland. B, hormonal stimulation from the pituitary gland. C, calcium concentration in the blood. D, stimulation from the nervous system. So the answer must be C. C, calcium concentration in the blood, because it stimulates the hormone secretion. Let's go to question number 35. Question number 35 contains a figure. Half of the figure is sporophyte and the other is gametophyte of this living organism. Let's read and see what here the question need. Study the previous drawing which show the life cycle of fern plant. What is the ratio between the chromosome number of structure number A and structure number E? The structure number A, it contains 2N, and the structure number E contains 1N. So the ratio between them, A and E, it must be 2 to 1. Let's read. A 1 to 2, B 2 to 1. Let's go to respectively A and E. A and E. C 1 to 1, D 2 to 3. It must be the answer number B, 2 to 1. Yes, 2N to 1N, the number of chromosomes. Let's go to the question number 36, reproduction again. Study the previous drawing, then conclude which letter refers the structure that contains ciliated epithelial cells. Ciliated epithelial cells are lined cells inside the fallopian funnel and the fallopian tube. So we find where the epithelial cell found A, C, D, E. A is a fallopian tube. So the answer must be A. A is structure that lined by epithelial cells, ciliated epithelial cell to control the following of the ovum inside it. Let's go to question number 37. Question number 37, where does the first meiotic division occur in human females and males respectively? First meiotic division found in human male and female. Number A, Graafian follicles, seminiferous tubules. B, fallopian tube lining seminiferous tubes. C, ovarian lining, seminiferous tubules. D, uterine cavity and epidermis. The answer must be Graafian follicles, seminiferous tubules. Graafian follicles is the place at meiotic division and in the female, and seminiferous tubules is the meiotic division in males. Let's go to question number 38. Question number 38, go to immunity again. How many types of receptors are present in the membranes of B cells and helper T cells that attack the measles virus when it attacked the human body? Measles virus attack the human body. So let's read the question and answer the choices. A, one type. B, two different types. One type and histocompatibility protein. D, two types and two histocompatibility proteins. It's the same virus. It will be one type. The same virus has one type. Let's go to question number 39. Question number 39 speak about the antibody and immunity. Let's read the question. What is the role of antibodies in the immune response? Role of antibodies. Number E, they bind to specific antigen on pathogen. B, small protein that acts as a chemical signals between immune cells. C, they regulate the immune response through severe inflammation. Antibodies? No. They communicate with cell infected with the virus through the histone compatibility complex. The answer must be A. A, they are bind to specific antigen on pathogen because they are antibody. They are specified. Let's go to question number 14. Question number 14 speak about organism. Let's read. What is the organism that cannot repair damage to its genetic material despite the availability of ligase enzyme? When we cannot make repair to our genetic material, when we have a one-strand nucleic acid, which of them, DNA or RNA, has one strand on? At bacteria, vag virus, poliovirus, yeast fungus. Which of them have RNA as a genetic material? It must be poliovirus. Poliovirus has RNA because RNA, when it damaged, it hasn't any double strand which repair them. Let's go to question number 41. Question number 41 speak about the genetic material in prokaryotic and eukaryotic. What are the difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic? Prokaryotic has a genetic material doesn't surround by a nuclear membrane, but it flew in the cytoplasm or swam at the cytoplasm. The eukaryotic, they contain genetic material surrounded by a nuclear membrane. So let's read the question again. Which of the following correctly describes the genetic material in prokaryotic and eukaryotic? Choice number E, DNA molecule that carries genetic information and consists of two strands that form a double helix. Number B, molecule of DNA and protein and contain the genetic information of the organism. C, a small circular molecules of nucleic acid DNA that is not complexed with a protein. Number D, linear molecule of DNA that is coiled around itself and carries genetic information. The answer must be A. A, let's read it again. A DNA molecule that carries genetic information and consists of two strands that form a double helix. Yes, that is the correct describe the genetic material in prokaryotic and eukaryotic together. Carries genetic information, consists of two strands. They are DNA, both. Double helix, both. But the difference here between the nuclear membrane that surrounds. Let's go to question number 42. Question number 42 here has a figure. The figure has three letters. The first one is X, Z, and Y. Let's speak about Y. Y is a tail. X is a type of RNA. Z is a polypeptide chain. Let's go to the question again and read it carefully. Study the previous drawing about the stages of building polypeptide inside the living cell. Then conclude. He asked about the letters. What do each of X, Y, Z indicate respectively? Number E, ribosome binding site, polyadenine tail, polypeptide. B, small ribosome subunit, polyadenine tail, small ribosome subunit. C, polypeptide tail, ribosome binding site, polypeptide. D, ribosome binding site, polypeptide, polyadenine tail. Let's answer. X, ribosome binding site, yes. Y is a polyadenine tail. Z, polypeptide. That's the answer. Let's go to question number 43. Question number 43 is speak about the DNA covalent bond. The enzyme break covalent bond in DNA. It must be break it. Let's find the name of break it in Latin language. DNA helicase, restriction endonuclease, reverse transcriptase, modification enzyme. No, it must be number B, restriction endonuclease enzyme. The answer is number B. Let's go to question number 44. Question number 44 is speak about earth science. The rock which contains a mineral of flaky cleavage and mineral of pearly luster and mineral of glassy luster must be, yes, it must be diorite. Yes, diorite. Let's read the choices. Gabbro, diorite, peridotite, and basalt. The answer must be diorite, which contains all of them. Let's go to the question, the essay question. There are 2 essay questions with 2 marks. We must care about the essay question. It maybe contains many parts, so we must answer the parts of it. Study the previous drawing and then conclude. That's bacteriophage. That's a bacteriophage. Contains 2 parts. A is a shell or a cover, and B refer to DNA inside it. Which letter refers to compound that the scientist Hershey and Chase labeled with radioactive phosphorus? Which of them contains phosphorus? It must be DNA, so the answer must be B. B, because DNA contains phosphorus. Let's go to the other parts. Number B, study the previous drawing and then conclude. What is the result of treating the phage with the enzyme deoxyribonuclease before it infected bacterial cell? Before it infected bacterial cell, the deoxyribonuclease doesn't cause bacterial infection because it degrades the DNA of the virus. It degrades the DNA in the virus. It not cause bacterial infection. So let's go to question number 46. Question number 46, what is the chemical and the mineral classification of rocks resulted from the magma? It is intermediate. Resulted from the magma, it is intermediate. When the magma contains 60% of silica. So, let's go. That's A. We must find B. B, speak about what is the rock when the silica percentage is 60%. We must consider that. What is the rocks formed if it crystallized at the bottom of ocean? The position of crystallization, it is very important to make different mineral. At ocean, it must be andesite. When 60% of silica. Where? What is the rocks formed if it crystallized 60% of silica? At the great depth of Sial It must be diorite. 60% of silica at the same question. So, the other part B, what is the rocks formed if it crystallized? Enter spreads near the surface of the earth. As 60% of silica again, it may be microdiorite. So, we finished the question. Thank you very much. Wish very luck.